Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on issue 6 of Sonic the Hedgehog IDW Comic Review. Now, as you know, IDW are now the new holders of the Sonic the Hedgehog comics, and is meant to take place after Sonic Forces, and the cover mainly has Sonic and Shadow clashing it out, and duking it out. So the story takes off literally after issue 5. With Sonic saying, "Hold on, Shadow, this isn't what it looks like." So, pretty much, Rouge and Shadow show up to prevent Eggman from using Eggman Land due to their last previous adventure. And of course, Shadow isn't happy that Eggman's still around, but Sonic does try to say that he's a good guy now, that he has no memories. And Shadow says, losing one memory doesn't make them any less dangerous. So of course this is where Sonic and Shadow clash out, try to go super fast. And you can kind of tell this is a moment where Sonic is going to step on Shadow's bad side, and they both race off, with Eggman saying, "I should have stayed in bed today." So of course Killer decided to go after them, but realise they're too fast, it'd be too risky. And they point out that it's Rouge's fault, and she points out that she's the reason she gave the Chaotix the intel and that. And they say, "Wait, how would you know about the tip unless..." Oh, I don't get it. So of course, Sonic tries to remind Shadow of some of the good Eggman's done, and tries to talk with him mainly about the time back when they had to sort of on the Ark, when Eggman tried to save the world and that. But of course Shadow thinks, "Dude, you've forgotten, haven't you?" With Sonic remembering that, yeah, he did partly cause some of it, but Sonic tries to reassure Shadow again by reminding him of when the Black Arms invaded and how Eggman and them joined forces. And Shadow basically realizing that he can't be trusted, and tries to remind Sonic, saying, "Have you forgotten that he made you suffer? That he tried to destroy you multiple times? How can you even suggest leniency for him after all that?" And this is a moment you can tell Sonic tries to remind Shadow that you tried to destroy me before. And this is like Goku still believing that there was good in Vegeta, the same way he tried to help Piccolo. And he even says, "You even tried to obliterate an entire planet. So what, you want me to take you out with Eggman? After all, he can't be forgiven, can you?" And you can tell Shadow thinking, "Okay, you made your point." And so they decide on what to do, but he realizes that he distracted him. And Sonic tries to tell him that you didn't listen, but races back to the town. And of course, Victor and the others try to stop Shadow, but Shadow teleports into Eggman's building. And of course, Rouge tries to reassure him that, you don't have to do this, but Shadow decides to ask him to take him to Eggman Land. So of course, Eggman says, "I really didn't want to unveil it until it was finished, but I'll make an exception for you." And so he shows a more kiddie version of Eggman Land. And of course that he shows it that he feels bad for the children not having anything to do. And basically Sonic, Shadow and that realizing that he's not really a threat. And after him talking about where he came up with the name, Sonic starts to realize that it's possible some of his enemies might come back. But Sonic says, "Oh, I'd definitely be stopping by from time to time." So of course we see Orbot and Cubot saying, "And all Potlins are heading into position. Excellent signal, my personal flagship." And so it turns out that this is Eggman, but if you read the later issues, it's not really. Which he says, "It's time for me to join the Egg Fleet. It's time to move on to the next phase of my master plan. And yeah, this is the story. So, in my opinion, issue 6 is pretty good. You can kind of tell Sonic tries to reassure Shadow that you were bad once, but we gave you a chance. And you can kind of tell Shadow's trying to do the right things, but doesn't want to admit that it's possible that Eggman might be redeemed. So I think the issue deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.